would I be doing this if I was rich? This is if you are an artist, a creative, an influencer, a content creator. I was having a conversation with someone the other day where she was saying that her artistry is paying her bills, but she's living very paycheck to paycheck. And when I was channeling messages from her higher self, she said we're kind of pigeonholing ourselves, and this is our only viable income stream, which causes a lot of stress and anxiety because you're putting so much pressure and high expectations on self, which is really pulling you out of creativity in your imagination, because we're going into survival mode, and then that builds a lot of resentment toward your projects, and people can feel that imbued in the things that you're putting out into the world. And what her higher self was suggesting was, hey, would you be doing these things irregardless of how much money that you had in the bank? And her answer was yes, because it's a way that I express myself. Okay, well, the energetics that we're carrying into our projects right now is I have to do this in order to survive, and then that sets you off on a lack timeline. Whereas if we very briefly, before we start anything that we're doing, say, would I do this if I was infinitely rich? And if the answer is still yes, then we can move into an embodiment of I am infinitely rich. And I'm so excited to put my creations out into the world for other people to receive and for them to enjoy. That is going to put you on a completely different positive forward momentum timeline, and the energetics are going to be felt completely differently from the people who are receiving what it is you are creating. You're also going to have a lot of new insights and downloads and guidance come in from your higher self and your spirit team, because you're coming from a place of abundance and prosperity and wealth and excitement and joy when you're thinking about putting things out into the world, instead of from the smaller self in our ego and survival mode. One of those creates fear-based results, and the other creates abundant results. It can simply be a split-second thought of, would I be doing this if I was infinitely rich? I am infinitely rich. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward with this. That will put a smile on your face and showcase to you, like, your finances in your bank don't have anything to do with your artistry. That's something that doesn't have to do with your self-value, your self-worth. It is a part of your soul, is bringing things forth from your imagination into this 3D experience. And it is going to be felt that way from other people, which then naturally attracts persons who want to be in your realms and receive the beautiful offers that you have out into the world. Now, the other piece of this is to widen our viewscape of how money can be received by us. Because if you're pigeonholing it to just your job or your creative projects, that's where the resentment and the resistance starts coming in. And so an embodiment exercise that I like to do is sitting down with my inner children and coming up with all of the whimsical ways that money could come to us. Another is listening to other people who have manifested money, because they may have done that in a way that you've never thought of before. It's getting really in your imagination and opening up new timeline potentialities. And what was really funny for her is she messaged me after we had this conversation, and then she sent me a video that her manager had sent her about how to extract gold from electronics that are not being used anymore. And she took that as a sign of, look, there's so many different alternative pathways to receive. And then she let me know that she had gotten a free easel from someone. And even though that's not cash in your hand necessarily, it's still of monetary value. And it came in a way that was outside of her job and outside of her artistry projects. I love to go on Tube and look at manifestation success stories. Or you can look at money guided meditations and get up in the comments, and you will see all of these people are saying, oh my gosh, I received this and this and this and this. And that makes it more grounded and tangible for you, and more believable for your psyche and your subconscious that, oh yeah, there are so many timeline potentialities. So finding some embodiment exercises that work for you will help you feel more confident in your magnetization abilities.